Hello humans, I am the Black Cat and welcome to Movie Review Monday. This week we take a look at Secrets in the Hot Springs. Secrets in the Hot Springs is a Taiwan movie released in 2018. Now this is normally the point where I would say who the director is, who is starring in the movie. However, because I know I'm going to completely butcher the names, if you've seen my other videos you'll know I'm completely useless at pronouncing names. So instead I'm going to show you their pictures with their names instead, because I don't want to offend anyone by completely mispronouncing a favourite star's name. So this movie was written and directed by this lovely lady, and it is her first feature film, and is starring this guy, who's super cute, as well as this guy, and of course this guy. Okay, so Secrets in the Hot Springs follows this guy, but again, because I'm useless at pronouncing names, the other characters referred to him a lot as Blondie, so I'm just going to call him Blondie from now on.
切，我姓切。
Anyway, so the movie starts with Blondie starting at a new school. By happenstance, he ends up meeting with the two most bullied students in the school, and they kind of latch onto him. So if you consider comedy tropes, Blondie is definitely the straight man to the other guys who fulfill the comedy relief trope. Blondie receives a call from his grandparents, who tell him that he needs to go to their hot spring hotel because his grandfather is dying and he needs to fulfill his duty and take over the hotel. But when they get there, they discover that not only is the hotel in a state of disrepair, but the hotel is also haunted. So one by one the guys see the ghosts. Blondie doesn't really believe them at first until he has his own experience with a ghost. Then the three boys try to work out what's going on in the hotel and who the ghosts are. Visually, the movie is very impressive. The colouring is vibrant, the blues stand out a lot to give the film a night mountain vibe. There's definitely a bit of green screen and CGI background going on. However, I feel like this added to the feel of the movie. There was no point that I felt I was taken out of the experience. It all worked together pretty well. There was also some CGI geckos. They didn't look too bad, but they could have been better. I'm also not sure what the point of the geckos was. They showed up a lot in the movie, mostly around Blondie, so I thought it would be revealed that they had some greater significance, but they didn't, unless I missed some obvious clue. I thought maybe they were the spirits of his parents, but I don't think that's where the movie went with it. This was a tough one to choose. Again, because the movie was very visually appealing. There was a lot of scenes that looked really nice, but I guess I'd have to go for this shot right at the end of the movie. Don't worry, it's not really a spoiler. One thing that did kind of bother me in this movie, not gonna lie, it's one thing that shows up in a lot of movies, and it always bothers me, and that's the inclusion of a pointless character. A character that adds nothing to the plot, contributes nothing, and is just not really needed. And with this movie, that was the character of Suzuki. She was a rather useless character. She didn't really add anything to the story by being there. I felt like they could have left that character out completely and it would have been the exact same movie. However, overall, I really enjoyed Secrets in the Hot Springs. As I said, it was visually appealing, the acting was very good, it is classified as a comedy horror, and it certainly delivers on the comedy side. It was definitely a very funny movie. There were several points that I genuinely laughed out loud. As for the horror aspect, it did have some creepy moments, but I would say it's leaning more on the comedy side rather than the horror side, but I still enjoyed it as a horror fan. So if you're into silly, funny horror, Secrets in the Hot Springs is definitely worth a look. But that's all from Movie Review Monday for this week. Let me know what you think of this movie if you've seen it in the comments, and I'll catch you next time. Bye!